What if I told you a small South American nation is now the world's fastest growing economy? Today we dive into the story of Guyana, a country experiencing an unprecedented economic boom. This growth is not without its challenges and complexities, but it's a story worth telling. In the heart of South America, Guyana is a nation on the rise. Its economy is experiencing a significant boom driven by oil production. President Irfan Ali has suggested that gross domestic product growth estimates of 25 to 30% in the medium term are, in fact, very conservative. The International Monetary Fund forecasts real GDP growth of 20% per year between 2024 and 2028, following over 60% growth in 2022. Output, oil production, the engine of this growth, has surged to nearly 400,000 barrels per day and is projected to reach an astounding 1.2 million barrels per day by 2027. This production surge is turning Guyana into a
Greetings and welcome everyone wherever you are around the world. Good morning from London, United Kingdom. How are you? How are you doing? As you heard, today we are going to be in Guyana. Why is it that Guyana is on the map as I'm talking today? What is it all about Guyana? That poorest country in 2018 going down. People were very, very poor, were in poverty in Guyana. But why are you choosing that? Why are people around the world talking about Guyana? Big governments, you name it, big nations, big countries are talking about Guyana. What is happening? Is it true that Guyana is a Dubai, is turning into a Dubai in South America, that poorest country in South America? Why is it turning into a Dubai in South America? Where are other big, rich South American countries? That's what we are going to talk about today. You and me, we want to find out why is it that Guyana is trending, and everyone, as I said before, he wants to know what is happening. Even people in diaspora who are Guyanese, they want to go back. Why are they going back? Because according to sources, Guyana is just a tiny country with approximately 800,000 population. It's even smaller than Dubai. But what has happened? Because we know Guyana with a lot of floods, poverty, you name it. So today we are going to find out what happened, what is happening for Guyana to be on this map now. So let's see what is happening.
Guyana's economy is about to explode, and in fact, it's already exploding. Recently, enormous oil reserves were found by ExxonMobil in this region called the Stabroek Block. With the addition of these reserves, Guyana has an estimated 11 billion barrels of oil. And just to put that into perspective, that's around 2 billion barrels more than Mexico, despite Mexico being...
Guyana was considered poor before the recent oil boom. Prior to the discovery and exploitation of significant offshore oil reserves, Guyana was one of the poorest countries in South America and the third poorest in the Western Hemisphere. As of 2018, about 1/3 of its population lived below poverty line, and the country struggled with underdeveloped infrastructure, limited paved roads, and high unemployment rate. Historically, Guyana's economy relied heavily on agriculture, especially sugar and rice, mining and forestry, making it vulnerable of commodity price fluctuations and natural disasters such as floods. In 2006, more than 60% of population lived in poverty. Just imagine 60%. Only 40% were rich. But 60% of the population, which is 800,000, was below poverty. They lived in poverty. Through this rate declined to about 48% by 2019. Just imagine, by 2019, it declined to 48%. What happened? This is the story for today. What happened? Is it true that Guyana is turning into Dubai of South America? Let's see before we proceed.
In Providence, Guyana, a new housing scheme is taking shape, designed specifically for the country's growing population of young professionals. The government-led development offers two options: a flat, structured home for approximately 13.9 million Guyanese dollars and an elevated design at around 19.9 million. That works out to about 70,000 and 99,000 US dollars, located near commercial zones, schools, and the Eccles to Ogle bypass road. The scheme is part of a broader effort to improve access to affordable, well-located housing. With over 1,200 house lots allocated in this area, it's one of the largest housing drives in the country, aimed at reducing backlog and stimulating economic activity. Providence's Young Professional Scheme is more than homes. It's a long...
Explain to you why Guyana is considered a Dubai in South America. Guyana is often called Dubai of South America due to its rapid economic transformation. You've heard that in Guyana, they discovered oil and gas. And within 1 year of that discovery, and it was towards COVID, Guyana did not suffer because the economy started booming within 1 year of discovery, which was 2018. It was discovered, I think, between 2016. Within 1 year, Guyana economy started booming. And it surprised everyone around the world. They were like, what is going on? So I'll continue to explain to you why Guyana is becoming Dubai of South America, while there are other English-speaking South American countries who are richer than Guyana. Due to its rapid economic transformation, driven to massive offshore oil discoveries, which mirror the oil-fueled rise of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, Guyana is currently the fastest growing country in the world, not only in South America, but in the world. Largely because of its newly discovered and rapidly developing oil reserves. By 2027, that's the future, Guyana is expected to produce over 1 million barrels of oil per day, just in a day. Just imagine. Making its per capita oil output the highest in the world by a wide margin. Now we are comparing Guyana with those big oil producers like Saudi Arabia and those Middle East countries. This oil wealth is projected to transform Guyana from one of the poorest countries in South America into a regional economic powerhouse. Similar to how Dubai leveraged oil to become a global city. As you know, some of you've been in Dubai. I've never been in Dubai, but you know about Dubai. Now, Guyana will look like Dubai in South America. People will be even visiting Guyana than might be going to Dubai. This is reality. Like Dubai, Guyana is planning the construction of futuristic cities and modern infrastructure. For example, Silica City is a planned urban center designed to be climate resilient and built with oil revenue. Under oil spillages can cause pollution. And you know, the world are talking about climate change. We have to consider, this is what they are doing. They want to make sure that they are going green. Echoing Dubai's transformation from a desert outpost to a metropolis with iconic architecture and advanced technology. Why not? They've got money. I will even update you their budget for only 2025. You won't believe. Let's wait and see. With a population of around 800,000, much smaller than the UAE, Guyana's oil wealth has an outsized impact on its economy and global profile. Just as Dubai's rapid development stood out in the Middle East, and Dubai stands out in the Middle East, but Guyana is standing out the whole world with its oil resources. What is their vision? There's always a vision. You know, I always talk about vision of Labour Party in Jamaica. This is Jamaican Labour Party. But let's see the vision. How are they going to achieve all this? Is it going to be difficult? No, it cannot, because we know the answer. They've got all the resources. As I'm going to tell you about their budget. How much are they giving out there to different ministries? I'm not going to talk about each and every ministry. It means this video is going to be so long. But as we are going, we'll be talking about each ministry. How much? This is a small country, but because of this growth, soon the population will be getting high. Guyana's leadership is emphasizing the use of oil revenue to invest in education. You see, that's their vision. Education. Why education? Because without education, those resources are nothing. Because they know that they need leaders who are educated, who will come there to deliver. They need to grow this future generation. So we have to make sure that our education system has got enough funds, and there are schools everywhere. Technology, as usual, communication, companies, everything. You know technology, like social media now. You know what it's all about. I've never been in Guyana, but today I'm here telling you about Guyana. Why? Because of social media, technology, improvise technology, and sustainable development. As I said, sustainable. This is an approach to progress that aims to meet the need of the present without compromising the ability of future generation. We need to think about the future generation to meet their own needs. And this government is balancing economic growth, social progress, and environmental protection to ensure a healthy and prosperous and equitable world for all, now and in the future. You can see this vision. This is a core sustainable development emphasizes that current action should not negatively impact the well-being of people in the future. They are thinking about the future. Balancing is like balancing. So this is one of their vision, aiming to avoid the pitfalls of over-reliance on oil and foster as a diversified knowledge-based economy similar to Dubai's effort in recent decades. You can see they don't want to rely on only oil, because one day, what about if the oil is not there? They want to try really hard to invest in other sectors and fields. The scale and speed of Guyana's transformation, fueled by oil and ambitious development plans, have attracted international attention and comparison of Dubai as a symbol of rapid oil-driven modernization in a previous underdeveloped country. Let me ask you a question. How many countries out there have got oil? People are still living under poverty. They are still complaining how Westerners have stolen their oil, are stealing their oil. Why can't we follow suit to other countries like Guyana, where they discovered oil? Not even long time, that was 2017, but within a year, the people saw some changes. And during COVID time, they did not even feel anything because their economy was still boosting, growing. Why is it that other countries cannot do that? I always talk about Africa. Africa, up to now, we complain. Oh, they steal our resources, our mines, our minerals, all this. But how is it possible for countries like Guyana? This is the question I'm going to ask you, my subscribers, my followers, and each and every you, even you Guyanese. Let us know, what do you think? Because how long are we going to complain? Rather than these our leaders having dialogue with prime ministers or presidents of countries like Guyana and ask them how they are doing it. And try to do the same in your countries to get rid of that poverty. People are suffering. The economies are suffering. To date, people are still talking about COVID, all because of COVID. Oh, because of the Westerners, they steal our oils, they steal our gold, they steal our diamond. When are we going to stop and start performing and start delivering and start getting rid of that poverty? Because our people are suffering. How long are we going to make that noise? Let's listen to this.
Budget 2025 is 20.6% greater than Budget 2024, totaling $1.382 trillion Guyana dollars. Budget 2025 builds on this momentum, continuing our government's commitment to boost economic activity, promote production and productivity, create ample opportunities for income generation, and incentivize effort and hard work.
As you heard, the Minister of Finance of Guyana delivering budget for 2015, which is 1.382 trillion Guyana's dollars. In US dollars, that is 7.2 billion US dollars. This is a small country, but can you see the budget? Trillion. One of the biggest budget. Even if you go back and do some research of how much they chipped in last year, you'll be surprised. This is one of the country where we used to call very poor. A lot of people migrated in Western countries, including UK, US, but now they want to go back. With all this evidence, now you and me, can understand why Guyana is called the Dubai, South America.
Budget 2025 allocates $7.2 billion for Amerindian development. This does not include revenues from the Low Carbon Development Strategy (LCDS) carbon credit program. Of the $7.2 billion, $1.5 billion will support more than 2,700 community service officers program under the Youth Entrepreneurship and Apprenticeship program. Speaking on Budget in Focus, Amerindian Affairs Minister Pauline Sukai says that program has seen a lot of successes. Meanwhile, $650 million has been allocated to accelerate Amerindian land titling activities. Minister Sukai says Amerindians today are the largest landowners after the state, with titled rights to about 16.4% of Guyana's land mass.
You've just heard how even the ministerial departments are allocating all those projects with the funding everywhere, and everything is possible. So without further ado, I cannot continue, but I agree that Guyana is a Dubai of South America. We'll continue next video. Thank you very much to all my new subscribers and returning. To all my subscribers, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let me know what you think. As I said before, continue watching my other videos. God bless you. Kudos to Guyana.